All right. So, Bitcoin's seeing a little bit of a recovery, and I'm going to gladly draw the pivots for you. A few days ago, we had Cat guess on whether or not we would be seeing. Guess is a bad word. You predicted we might see a new lower low here, which was pretty reasonable with the current state of the market condition. I was of the opinion that we still had too much volatility overhead on our lower time frames to actually see that come to any kind of realistic fruition. So, what we care about is our mean reversion pivot, obviously. Probably going to go around like the 8-hour chart to actually define this, because we have ourselves a strong bullish impulse. We had Cat predict a lower low around here, which was pretty reasonable. We had maybe 15 1-hour charts. We had a bearish impulse. But what you'll notice is we actually kept support here on our 1.25 of our CLCP, which should be the bounding box for new expansion, right? Anything outside of it tends to actually end up in a state of new expansion. So if we go ahead and pop ourselves over here to the 8-hour chart, essentially what we're going to try to do is just get 3D wave PM to be a single, clean, solid plume. We'll try 12-hour. Very nice. So here in the 12-hour, we can see this is a nice, solid, connected plume. And we're looking here at the 240 period. So we're going to manually define that as 240. Okay. Now, I will say this is an incredible time for a short entry. If you want to short Bitcoin right here, right now, do so. You want to be looking at our pivot, the 1.25 standard deviation of the 240 period. Next time we tag up on that, short the shit out of Bitcoin. Essentially, you're going to be going for 20,000, and your stop loss is going to be, let's see, what, 3%? It's going to be a 10-to-1 profit ratio, okay? Very safe trade to take. All right, you enter a short here. You bet that mean reversion doesn't start. If it does start, you immediately stop out and you change your entire market perspective for a slow and lateral mean reversion. All right, so a really good time to enter a position, guys. All right, pretty significant kick up here, and we are betting on that. Okay, let's take a look at our live stream questions. Zealot come over here with the best charts imaginable. He was on point last stream. We're going to check out UTK BTC. Binance. All right, what do you see on this chart, my friend? I'm looking at this right here immediately, the 160 period here on the 12-hour. Let's plug that in. Ooh, okay, I see what you're looking at. Yeah, so this is a really cool position. So if you have a bullish mean inversion, which immediately goes to the other edge of the mean inversion condition, this here is an amazing position to take, because you have a boundary sloping in the direction of the trade, right? Because if this is a bearish short and the upper boundary is also bearish, right, that means your stop loss can descend as that pivot descends as well. Meaning within a day, you have a break-even stop loss in a very profitable position pointing towards the center. It's fantastic. Yeah, if we happen to pop up and tag that value, I would definitely recommend taking a short there. So we're going to set an alarm, add alert, create. All right. And if that alarm goes ahead and triggers, I will be more than happy to take that short, provided we can actually short on this exchange. I haven't checked. But theoretically, break short. Okay, next up. Let's take a look at Badger. BADGER. BTC. Cool. What do we have here? You're gonna have to explain this one to me. All I see here is macro level downtrend. It does appear to be stabilizing a bit. Okay, never mind. I see. Yeah, so you're looking at complete compression below the 0.7 value. Great chart. God damn it, dude. You're really getting good at this. Your chart finding has been on point. Yeah, so with this, I generally don't recommend putting the bet in before you actually see the expansion start. Otherwise, it's just risky because it's a coin toss on whether or not it expands down or up. If it expands down, then you have a very long downtrend. If it expands up, you have a very nice uptrend. So wait till the expansion starts here on the daily chart, and then you can probably catch the entry off the bounce of the 1.25 of the CLCP or LOX. Let me restart that sentence because I corrected myself like 5 times. After the expansion begins on the daily, you can take the bounce off of the 1.25 standard deviation of the longest over expanded period. There, beautiful, good. Unless here on the 4 hour, we actually have, once again, complete compression on the wave PM. And this time it is in fact expanding, and you have bearish weighting on the CCI. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so lower time frame, you actually have confluence with a higher time frame. Higher time frame is complete compression, meaning potential energy. 4 hour chart, you have expansion with bearish weighting. If you want to enter a short on this right now, do so. That's very clean. Or alternatively, you can wait until just do it. Or you can, yeah, know what? Wait until you actually have the breaking of this 0.7 value by the 14 period. But once again, dude, you are getting really good at this. Like, the fact that you have watched pretty much every single one of my streams since 2020, it shows. It is ridiculous. You are the only person who has done that. Like, if I go through my notifications, it's you commenting on posts from a year and a half ago. And you're like, wow, that was a really good catch on this chart at this time frame. And I'll go back and I watch it, and it's like, man, how are you back here? But the fact that you're picking off these charts is just incredible. So the work you've put in is definitely paying off, because you are picking out charts that I would define as textbook positions. If I ever wrote a textbook, these charts would be on it. So you're doing yourself a favor, man. And you're doing me a favor, because you're pulling up charts that are really good, and you're saving me the trouble. So feel honored. I made a really stupid post in the Discord channel today talking about how Cookie Clicker and Snowpiercer have the same moral of the story. I want to talk about it because I think it's really funny. In Cookie Clicker, you look it up yourself. I don't care. Essentially, the point is you click on a cookie and it gets higher, and then you can automate it, and the number keeps on getting higher, and you are filled with dopamine because it's very fine-tailored to number gets bigger and it feels good. So essentially, you can start getting into like black magic and sacrificing your grannies, and it becomes a giant metaphor for late-stage capitalism, as just because the number is going up, it doesn't mean that your the system in place is designed to make the number go up and not to enrich the lives around you. It's fascinating. And you sacrifice the grandmas for more cookie production, and the only way to win, or rather to get the goal you're looking for, is to stop playing. Now, Snowpiercer is very similar in the fact that you have a linear train where you can go up and down the train and it gets better or worse. And the revolution that is enacted by our main character, the purpose, actually ends up just being to perpetuate the system defined by the front of the train, right? It's planned by the front of the train to have this revolution. And the end of the movie is the destruction of that society and the exit from the side of the train. It's no longer up and down, but they move laterally out of it, which is the same message from Cookie Clicker. Yeah. Where the only way to change a system in its late stages is to exit it. And any attempt to change the system from inside the system is only a perpetration of the system. Fascinating stuff. So that's what I've been working on. And my Kickstarter, I'm taking dice photos today. I've got an acrylic fish tank. I'm pouring water in it, and we're making ink things. I don't know, ink clouds over the dice, and then I'm filming it because it's very pretentious, and that's exactly what my dice are. They're metal dice, and they're gorgeous. So, been a pleasure. I got no other questions here. I will talk to you all later. All right. You have a good one. Ciao. I think I have to end stream here. Otherwise, it keeps going on my YouTube channel, which is silly. Bye-bye.